Good morning, students. A very good morning to all of you. We are much pleased and excited to deliver a talk jointly. Besides me is sitting Dr. Swati Kapadia and myself, Achla Patel. Today we will, as English teachers, we will be talking to you on the stock market comprehension exercises which the university has decided to sort of teach to the TY Become students. Let's begin our task. Very slowly we will begin. Please try to look up the points that we have listed on the slides and make a note of it if possible. And if at all there are queries, there is always time at the end of the session. So let's begin comprehension of stock market report. The objective is to equip the students with basic market terminology, facilitate the process of understanding, make the study interesting and useful, and help them answer the questions related to it. Comprehension of the stock market reports published in the English dailies is a bit challenging for our commerce students. Therefore, our entire endeavor is to facilitate this process of comprehension among these students. The drafters of these reports make use of a highly technical language to describe the happenings in the market. They have developed a jargon to describe the events in the market, the movement of the market, and the men connected with it. Without knowing them, it is difficult to understand the matter and make the right use of these reports. To enable the students to learn and pursue their study in this area on their own, few terminologies and happenings in this market they are explained during the course of our lecture today. This will help the students only at the comprehension level and aid them to answer questions put at the end of the report. The study and the help provided is more language based than to impart the know-how of the share market. As teachers of English, we have always enjoyed reading these reports and have made this important observation. The language these reports use has been created by borrowing different words from different disciplines, like the world of medicine, chemistry, physics, sports, theatre, film, anatomy, technology, psychology, economics, etc., to describe its happenings and its reasons. The language these reports use has been created by borrowing these words, and the world that it creates is very interesting, very challenging, and rewarding, and is synonymous with the world that we live and know. I think
Achla, it's time to begin.
yes.
Let's answer the first question. What do we mean by market? As the title is market report. Rather than going into definitions, let's explain by some examples. Let me take an example. Suppose I want a music system. It's a wonderful mean of entertainment. Then children also get bored at home. So I really need it. I need a music system. I want to buy it. Where do I look for it? I go to a standard electronic shop where I meet the salesperson. The salesman shows a number of pieces, a number of music systems of various brands, various models. There is a wide range of varieties. Out of these, I select one. Now I inquire about the price. Students, please pay attention to the example. I inquire about the price. The price is 17,500. I check my purse. I feel I fall short of money. Somehow, I have 13,000 with me. I go home. Then I'm occupied with my daily routine. But after a week, I once again make it a point to go there. The price is still the same, 17,500. I pay, and then the music system is at my home. This is the kind of buying and selling method we are used to. Is this the same market we mean when we say market report?
I think, Swati, there is another market, an organized market, stock market, bullion market, metal market. There are several such organized market where, the individual does not have to labor much as you have in your talk said. You did in an organized market, the buyer does not have to worry about the purse. He does not have to go back, return home, wait for a day, and then come back.
Shall I give an example of the organized market also? Now this is another kind of buying. I missed out the IPO, that is the public issue, of Reliance Capital. Now I must buy it if at all I want it. But why do I want it? I want the shares because it's a good investment. I can earn a good return from it. It's a profit making business on my part if I buy. So I want to buy some shares of Reliance Capital. Do I go to the stock exchange? Because that's the place from where I buy shares, and that's the place where I sell shares. No, I don't. I contact my broker and ask him that I'm interested in buying these many shares of Reliance Capital. And then at the end of the day, when shares are credited to my account, and once again when I go back to the price record, I notice that there is a rise in price. The price at which I bought the shares of Reliance Capital has already changed. This is the organized market. And with the ordinary market, when I went to the market to buy the music system again after a week, the price was the same, 17,500. And here in the organized market, at 1 o'clock, I have bought shares of Reliance Capital. At 2, the price has changed. Let's distinguish, as you can see on the screen now.
Yes. Can I, Swati,
Yes.
repeat in a slow
Why
manner?
not?
Let's again look up. A layman understands the term market as a place where goods are sold and bought, a place where the number of shops and even larger number of buyers. The buyer gets his needs satisfied by buying the goods or services he needs, and the seller satisfies his need of getting the right price for offering what the buyer needs. Basically, these are the two types of market. The example that Swati gave, one of the ordinary market, and the other example followed was of the organized market, the stock market, the commodity market, or the metal market. They are all examples of organized markets. There are several distinctive features that distinguish the organized market from the ordinary market. Look up the slide. Let's take up one point at a time. Let us understand this distinction by taking up the stock market. An organized market like the stock market does not need the buyer and the seller physically present in the market. The work is done by a broker. The brokers play a vital role in this market. Also, the buyer does not practically need the goods he buys, and the seller does not wish to dispose the goods he sells. Here, the need of the buyer and the seller is very distinct and different from the other market. It is surely profit earning motive. Goods are bought with the sole purpose of selling them again to gain profit and bought with a view to buying them back at a lower price. Such buyers and sellers are called speculators, and these cautious speculators gain by speculation. Another interesting feature of the market is that it is extremely sensitive to the economic and political happenings in and around it locally and globally. The prices of the shares, they quickly move up and down. At a fall of a sparrow, it swoons, and finding it flutter, the same market becomes cheerful. There are several factors that affect the quick price fluctuations of the shares. The ordinary principle of demand and supply applies to this market as well. Over and besides this, the company's progress, growth prospects, profit-making capacity, dividends, bonus shares declared from time to time, they also play a vital role in pushing up or down its prices. I hope, students, this point is now well received by you. Shall we go to the next slide, please? Now we plan to sort of focus on these points in our course of talk today. We shall take a few words, terminologies, speak a little on the trends, factors that affect the trends, and at the end, understand the actual price fluctuations. Let's begin, Swati, with the first.
This is our first point, the terminology. Now, as Achla has already said, the terminology of a stock market has been taken from various disciplines, medicine, chemistry, and whatnot. Let's try to understand the language, comprehend the language in terms of stock exchange functionings. Above par, when the price of a share is more than its face value, the share is said to be above par. Below par, when the price of a share is less than its face value, the share is said to be below par. At par, when the price of a share is the same as its face value, the share is said to be at par. Advice. Now in our normal English, advice નો અર્થ આપણે કરીશું સલાહ. But here advice means સમાચાર. News received from other share markets of the country. Now there are some words related to advice. Up-country advice, news received from foreign stock exchanges, higher advice, news received from other stock exchanges about rising share prices. In the same manner, students, lower advice would mean, I guess now you know it, news received from other stock exchanges regarding falling or lower share prices. Now this word is very common, nominal value. I have already used its meaning, face value. Nominal value is face value.
Can I interrupt, Swati?
Why not?
Can we here inform our students about the difference between the issue price and the nominal value.
Yes, I think.
And link it link it with the primary market and secondary market, because these two markets, I mean, as terminologies often used in the stock market report, I mean, students should know them, should be clear about the primary, the secondary, and relate the nominal value, as you said, or the face value of the share to its issue price.
To put it very simply, Achila, I think what you are trying to suggest is that our students should know that the nominal value may not tally with or may not be the same as the issue price.
Okay.
Nominal value કરતાં issue price જુદી હોઈ શકે, because nominal value is the original, જે શેરની જે કિંમત નક્કી થઈ છે તે શેરની મૂળ કિંમત જેને આપણે કહીએ છીએ.
ટૂંકમાં કંપની તેને જ્યારે બહાર પાડે છે, આઈપીઓ તું જે કહે છે,
એક જે કિંમત નક્કી કરે છે,
એને
that is
નોમિનલ
nominal value.
ઓકે.
And when it is quoted in the market, it's the issue price.
ઓકે, એટલે કંપની જ્યારે બહાર પાડે છે એ પ્રાઇમરી માર્કેટ છે, જ્યાં સીધો વ્યક્તિ બાયર પોતે ત્યાંથી ખરીદી શકે છે શેર્સને. અને સ્ટોક માર્કેટ એ સેકન્ડરી માર્કેટ છે, જ્યાં એને ઇશ્યુ પ્રાઇસ ભરવી પડે છે. ઓકે, થેન્ક્સ અ લોટ.
Let's go ahead with the terminology.